This is a very, very popular one, very fun one to get into, okay? Ready? Okay, you guys know what the words mean? Yo tengo gozo, gozo, gozo. I've got the joy, joy. Is that one? Okay, ready? Yo tengo gozo.
In the spring of 2011, a team of adults and students from Trilix Chapel in Monument, Colorado, spent a few months preparing for a missions trip to the remote Guatemalan village of Paquip.
Okay, did you guys get that last part? Hold on. Porque Cristo me salvó. What does that mean? Okay, so don't go. Porque Cristo me salvó. Big deal, right? No, it's a big deal. So that's when you want to do lots of hand motions, whatever you want to do to say, I'm excited about this fact. We are sharing the gospel with kids, okay? We will share the gospel with kids through music. They will memorize these songs. They'll take them back to their homes. They'll sing them to their parents. This will be the message of the gospel in words. You can memorize it, you can do this, okay? So.
The plan was to provide several days of vacation Bible school to the local school children, as well as partner with the Church of Paquip in various other projects.
There's going to be 40 people going to Guatemala for a week-long mission trip. I just want to give you some advice. If Tony Miller ever says to you, can you drive people to the airport, and he doesn't give you the time that you have to do it, say no. Just say no right away, because they're leaving at some crazy early time next Sunday.
The relationship between Trilix Chapel and Paquip began in 2010 when Kyle and Tony Miller went down to Guatemala and met with a pastor in Paquip, and that is Pastor Valerio, and he's our main contact in Paquip. He had a vision for expanding his church in Paquip and has a vision for helping see other churches grow in different villages as well.
A microloan program is basically a small loan for people who would in no other way be able to go to a bank and get a loan, no matter how small. They wouldn't be able to qualify. They don't have the ability to fill out the paperwork. It gives them an opportunity to be able to get some sort of loan that's small in amount. It's usually around $200 to start a small business in their village. And it's something that they can pay back over the year.
Well, this is more like the plan, the framework plan.
Okay.
So they can see how much they have to give each month. So right now they need to give this for July.
Oh, okay.
So they have 3 more months.
Okay, and then they'll be paid off.
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
Trilix Chapel and Woodman Valley Chapel came together and decided to go and see if there would be a possibility to provide microloans for people in Paquip. And so we gathered together about 16 women who were interested in doing the microloan program, and 3 of those women are widows. And they actually make belts for the Guatemalan typical dress that women wear. There's a belt that holds up the skirt. And the specialty that these women do is it's a belt that has small little tiny beads. And they make patterns, and so they'll have belts with flowers or with birds or different things, different colors to match the women's outfit. And so they sell those at local markets.
How are they doing with the profits? And then I think a couple of them mentioned they'd like to expand it, and how does that look like? Yeah.
Lo que yo estaba pensando, porque ahora estoy vendiendo los pollos así vivos, pero lo que yo estaba pensando es en mejorarlo, es ya destazarlos y venderlos así ya destazados, ya carne.
Well, obviously there's the financial component where you're desirous to have all the people who are participating in the microloan program pay back the loan. And so you're shooting for 100% success rate. And so the Paquip women, according to the loan officer that handles most of the loans throughout the lake region of Guatemala, he said the Paquip women are the best he's seen, that they are just really on top of making sure they pay their loans on time. But then also socially, for the village itself, it is just an exciting opportunity to see women, especially widows, who do not have a way to be able to lift themselves out of poverty and to be able to do something constructive with their time. They're able to then focus on some of these textile businesses out of their home. And it does really lift up the village by giving more spending money for the family, and usually it goes toward education of the children. So it's a neat opportunity for the women to feel successful in this avenue of business. Okay, what we're looking at right here is a project that Tri-Lakes Chapel has participated in with Pastor Valerio's church in Paquip. Pastor Valerio's church and Tri-Lakes Chapel are combining efforts to help out with this church plant here in the village of Pañabar. And as you can see, the church is not very big. It's just going to be basically 4 walls and a corrugated roof. But at least it's better than what they had. They had a very small shack that they were meeting in. Tony Miller challenged his youth group to consider how they spend their money. What would they do if they were given $10 to make the world a better place? This one group of girls, their decision was they were going to use the $10 to buy supplies to be able to have like a bake sale. And with the surplus of the bake sale, they were going to create awareness among the whole church about the needs of pure water around the world. Tony was so impressed with their answer that he gave them $10 at the end of the class. And so with this $10, the girls started their efforts, and they did a bake sale, and they did all these other promotions throughout the next couple of months at the church. They said that they wanted to raise enough money to buy a water filtration system for the small little village of Paquip in Guatemala, and they also wanted enough money to build a well in Africa. And these girls did it. You know, within a couple of months, they had enough money to do both things. And so I got a hold of some people, and that gives a at cost rate. They sent it to us, and we took it down to Guatemala with us, and we had one of the adult volunteers learn how to install and maintain and keep clean this water filtration system. And we took it down and introduced the idea to the pastor and some of the women in the microloan program about the importance of clean water, and that how nearly half of the illness in their village really comes from amoebas and parasites that are brought in through water. And so if they begin drinking pure water, they will dramatically see how their village will become more healthy.
And just especially for smaller children, you know, from 6 months to 24 months, and during their critical development periods, when they're growing and becoming stronger, clean water, pure water is very important to help them grow strong and fully develop.
Para andar comprando agua pura no nos alcanza para eso. Entonces, para mí sí es bien adecuado si pusieran eso aquí en nuestra comunidad, aunque vamos a pagar un poquito, pero de todas maneras el beneficio es para nuestros niños y cuidarlos de las bacterias, ¿sí?
Tal como dijo la compañera, que a veces que deseamos hacer un fresco, como en estos tiempos cuando hay mucho sol, deseamos, pero si no hay agua pura no lo podemos preparar. Tenemos que hervirlo y enfriarlo de nuevo, y total que nos lleva un buen trabajo. pero si teniendo una purificadora, eso nos beneficia bastante.
And so we installed this water system.
No, and we probably don't need to go too much wider because we'll set it up. Just try to keep it as straight as possible so we don't have to bend the pipe as well. There we go. It's like 3/10 of a gallon.
Still building up pressure?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. We'll see.
Good night.
I increased the pressure.
I guess we got good water pressure.
Nothing's exploded yet.
So excited.
It's always a plus.
I love it.
Sorry.
Clean water! It's not gonna be.
A few of us dared to drink the clean water just to show the other people in the village that it was clean.
I'd like to be buried in the deep grave. All right, here we go.
That is delicious.
Two of the girls that were part of the original small group that had the $10 originally were there.
Oh, yummy!
Yummy, the third one.
Good.
And some of the women that were cooking food for us were so excited.
Ella quiere el vino. Está rico. She wants over here. ¿Sí? Está rico, sí. Hey, bring one over here, Emily. Es vino.
Salud, Luz. Salud.
¿Qué tal? ¿Ya? Vinito. Ella está tomando su vino.
Es vino.
And by the end of our time in Paquip, we had clean water for their families and for other activities that they have in the church.